Mama Cat's like, I don't know if I want to stay in here. Are you going to come up here and be with me? You come up here? Okay. All right, guys, I'm here. So happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. All right, let's get this show on the road. Okay, so let's see. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me on Facebook, on the Face Place. See if that's coming along because I haven't seen any comments yet on Facebook or YouTube. Everything seems to be rolling right. Hey, everybody. Hey. Hi, Yessie. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hey, baby. Jalen Mama. Okay, got it. So people are starting to show up here. Okay, cool. Excellent. Hey, everybody. All right. So before we begin, of course, I'm going to go through my spiel, and then after that, we'll dive right in. So my statements are personal opinions, not proven facts. Whatever decisions or actions you take, you are, of course, 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. I know a lot of people worry about that, but you really can if you want to. And I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, please consult with a licensed professional. So basically, if you are tuning in for the very first time, this is your chance to ask me whatever specific questions you want to ask me about. And so you can ask me about, the different categories in your life. You can don't ask about a category, ask a question within the category. So if you want to know about your health, be specific. What about your health or specific issue about your health are you asking me about? If you want to know about your finances, career, and work relations, same thing. Be specific with the situation and that way I can clarify that. Because if not, then my brain will go everywhere and I'll probably just skip your question because it's too general. If you want to ask me about your loved one in spirit, just let me know who you want to connect with and I'll try to connect with them and give you any information or any details or pieces of information that might connect to them or that may validate for you that they're around you. It works better when I have video and I have two-way conversation just because there's some things that people can verify that I don't know because I don't know everything. So there's a backstory that sometimes people can figure out or understand that I'm not able to understand myself. So, but if you want to be on video, you can totally be on video. You can just get your butt over to Instagram because that's where I'm doing it from. Everything that I'm doing is from Instagram. So if you want a video read with me, just get your butt over to Instagram and I will pick a few of you to do video reads with. If not, you can just ask your questions. I'm going to try to answer as many as I can. I'll try to answer a handful. I will not be answering everybody's question because I am one person and so I won't be able to give everybody a reading, but I'll try to reach as many people as I can. I also try to pick new people every single time I do this, so I don't try to repeat the same individuals or same people. I try to pick new people every single time I do one of these lives for y'all. Okay. What else? If you appreciate the lives and you want to give me some appreciation, you can give me a thumbs up or you can give me a heart if you're on Instagram, thumbs up on YouTube and Facebook. And it would be appreciated if you can share the video feed with your followers or with people that you think might appreciate a reading, just so we can bring new people into the fold as well. If you don't want a reading, if you don't get your question answered and you get tired of asking, because that happens sometimes, you can just book a session with me, and I have different options and different things available on my site. Just head over to my site and you can look at what I offer. FernandoMarone.com. That's the site. So, that's the best way to, find out about more of what I have to offer. You can also link up to my podcast, which I just put out a podcast episode this morning. So there's a new podcast available. Also, I send out the newsletter every week, and so you can sign up for that as well. You can also submit a question to the newsletter about, topics. It's interesting because I want to say that for every 20 questions I get, maybe 5 are topical, meaning that they're asking about something spiritual or something, ethereal. The others are all personal readings. Tell me about my brother. I'm like, this is not what this is for. It even says it right before you put your question in. So I don't know what y'all doing. You have to do that through through the live. So this is where you get your chance to ask me a question for free. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all I need to tell you. Oh yeah, if you're on YouTube and on Facebook, you might get hit by a troll, someone who's going to message you. It happens every single time now, and people will just go in there and they'll message you, and then they'll ask you to private message them or direct message them. And they'll say something like, I've been led to you, or I feel, led to you by some reason, or I can give you a reading, or private message me back. Don't do it. Just report them as spam, or report them as as if they're harassing, or report them as harassment, and then block them. And hopefully, that might do something to get them off the system. Because I won't be able to do anything right now until I go back and I, block them directly myself. I think that's it. I think that's all I need to tell you guys. Yeah, I think that's it. So, all right, I'm going to be bouncing around here. I'm not going in any particular order. Okay. And I might not do as many videos today, just FYI, just letting you know. I might do more more text version and less video, just because I had a crap load of mediumship appointments today. I actually limit the amount of mediumship that I can do in a day, because if I do a bunch of life analysis or life readings and then I do mediumship, I will get tired extremely fast and my energy will not carry me through the rest of the day. So with mediumship, I try to limit it to like 1 or 2 at the max per day. But today I had 5 mediumship appointments. I don't even know how that happened. And even one of them was accidentally booked as a different appointment, and then it was actually mediumship. So I had 5 mediumship. So my mediumship energy battery is a little bit on the lower side today, so I might not do as many video. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I get my charge and then I'll start getting ready to do that, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so let me go through here. Vibrant Energy Vivi. Do you see me getting engaged, married anytime soon? If so, when? And is it with any of the 3 guys I'm seeing? I don't feel confident with any of the 3 guys that you're seeing. I kind of feel like they're just target practice, and I feel like you're not there yet. You're not close enough to where I think you're going to end up at. I do think that in about 2 years, you'll meet someone that'll probably blow you away. And I can see you actually changing tremendously because of the person you meet in 2 years. I want to say they have ties to New York or New Jersey. I also think that they are affiliated with a very prominent family or with a very known family name. So you might, this might be something that catches you completely off guard. But I feel like this is someone that you might meet in about 2 years. And I think that's going to be the best option for you when it comes to marriage. I don't feel confident with the people that you're talking to right now. Number 2. Myra, I was like, hi, Ferny. How are you today? I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. I'm like, I'm tired, but I'm not like exhausted. Normally when I'm exhausted, then I definitely have like no personality. I'm like, but now I'm fine. Like, even when I'm tired, I still maintain my personality. But I'm all right. Let's see. Jennifer Canales Solis. What energy is surrounding me right now? Ding, that is a general question. So that question is useless to me. You need to be more specific to a particular topic so that I know what you're asking me about. But you did ask me a question with your husband. And my husband wants to know what career he should be pursuing. I can't tell him what he should or shouldn't do. He has to make that decision. We all come down here with the responsibility for ourselves. So to make somebody else responsible for what we should do. But I get it. I know what you're talking about. You just want to ask me what I see him doing. I actually think that he's going to have 2 opportunities come up for him. There might be an option or an opportunity that comes up in September, October of this year. And that may have to do with something he used to do before, or someone he used to work with before. So that's one opportunity that may come up for him. The other, and I'm thinking that might be something that has to do with goods sales or dealing with vendors. There's something there that I kind of want to describe that way. I don't really think he'd care for it. I think your husband wouldn't like it, actually. But that's an option, right? So that comes up this week. That comes up this year. The other opportunity or the other option that comes this way may actually have to do with the health and wellness industry, but in a very different way, because I keep seeing radiology. I also keep seeing like mechanical equipment in the hospitals. So he may not actually find work as someone that works in the hospital. He may actually find work that has to do with the equipment or with the maintenance or with whatever this is that I'm seeing within a clinic or a medical facility. So there's something there that he'll also get an opportunity with, or may come his way as well. And that one may come up by next summer, 2022. But the one that I was talking about for the friend, that may come up this year around September, October-ish. Okay. Jennifer, if you ask me another question that's more specific, I'll come back to you and then I'll see what I'll come back to you and see if I can answer that for you. Because, what do you see around me is not a question. That's simply saying, Ferny, tell me something because I don't know what to ask you. Or I know what to ask, but I want to see what you're going to say. No, I don't have time. I don't have the energy to figure it out. Just ask me the damn question, girl. Sierra King, are you able to connect with my father? Yeah, the first thing he's acknowledging is he's wanting to apologize. I don't know if you didn't get a chance to be with him when he passed away, or if there were some things that did not get spoken right before he passed, because he's doing this whenever I'm seeing that, it either means I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or I wasn't able to communicate. But I also know it sometimes means that there were some things that I wish I would have said before I passed. But he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging the number 7, so either the month of July or the 7th of a month might be significant. He also keeps acknowledging the 2 boys, or these 2 boys that are like twins. I don't know if your dad is if he's a twin or if you have twins, but he's acknowledging 2 boys, but he's making it seem like he's talking about 2 people that kind of look identical or look very similar to each other. So he's making reference to that as well. He does acknowledge that ladybugs are going to be connected to him, so you might have experiences with ladybugs. He also makes me feel thank you. He's drawing on my skin, so there might be a tattoo or something like a sketch or a drawing or a piece of art that might have something to do with him. But I feel like I'm seeing it on the skin, so I want to say that it's probably a tattoo as well. He's also making me aware that you need to be careful with the way you're dealing with money, or with any money dealings that have to do with him or the family. So you may need to be cautious or be a little bit more aware of what you're doing in that. Juanita, will my finances get better? 2 things. One is learn to budget, spend less money. That's just simple logic. Just do that, because most people who ask me that question don't do that. So I'm like, okay, well, first you need to start with what you can control, which is just making some changes. Secondly, to answer your question, I do think that your financial situation will get a bit better in 7 months. So in about 7 months, something is improving, because I feel like around 7 months, you feel a little bit lighter or you feel a little bit better. That doesn't mean that every financial problem you have is going to go away at the time, but I do think that things will get better and it'll feel better for you. Okay. Teresa Louise, hi Ferny, any message for me from my mamita Chinda, please? Yeah, one thing she's doing is she keeps showing me, I don't know if y'all have a glamour shots of her. I remember back in like I think it was the late 90s, there were the glamour shots, where you take the shot and it's kind of like, cloudy looking, and it's not a clear picture. But she showed me something like that. So I don't know if there was a glamour shot of her when she was younger, or if there was a photograph of her that's very model-esque, but she's making reference to acknowledging something like that. She also keeps referencing, thank you. She is pointing to my leg. I don't know if she was having a little bit of difficulty with one of her knees, or her knees would give her some problems, but she's almost pointing to difficulties with walking or with her knees. But she's like, it's fine now. So she's just trying to let y'all know. She has also shown me balloons. Usually when I see balloons, it usually means that y'all release balloons for her, or there's a birthday within 30 days. So she's acknowledging that. She also keeps referencing the 2 crosses that are next to each other. So I don't know if y'all have 2 crosses that connect to each other and they act as 2 crosses, or there's 2 crosses next to each other that y'all have in memory of her, but there's a reference to that as well. Okay. There may also be a picture, either a shirt with a picture on it, or someone might be thinking of making shirts with pictures, because I feel like I'm thinking of a shirt. Alex on Facebook, Alex Altamirano. Hi, Ferny. I've been going through some really difficult stuff lately, and I was just wanting to know if everything is going to get better. I feel like you need to change up like your routine and like what you deal with every day. And I also think you need to take some things off your plate, because I feel like that's adding to your problem. So here's what I'm going to recommend. I would recommend that you try to find one day a week where you can just do an activity that is completely out of your norm, because you need to change up your norm and you need to experience things outside of your regular every week experience. So that's one thing I would recommend. And I would say do something different, like take a little road trip down, like to the beach, or go and hang out at a park you never hang out at, or whatever. do things that are different from what you normally do. Secondly, I think that you need to make people around you accountable, because I think that sometimes you are not holding other people accountable, or you're not calling people out on what they need to be called out on. That might actually help you have a better experience with other people. Third thing I would recommend, and in doing so, that may require you to have to be a little bit of a bitch, but I would say go for it. Make peace with that inner bitch, because I think it would come in handy in that instance. Third, I do think that I think you need to take some things off your plate. You got too much going on, or you got too many things you're thinking about or worried about. So take some stuff off your plate, whether it's your physical plate or your mental plate. Take some stuff off your plate, because I think you've got too many priorities, and just focus on like two things. I also think you may need to check your hormones, because I do think that you suffer from depression, or you may suffer from some emotional imbalances, which might be triggered by your hormonal system. Okay. Jean, moved into new house. Daughter says someone keeps tapping her shoulder when asleep. Is this a spirit or her imagination? I actually think it's a spirit, believe it or not. I actually think it's a ghost, believe it or not. So I think that she's actually having an experience with an actual ghost. I believe that it is an older person. It's an older person to her, but it's not an old person, is what I mean. I don't think it's an old person. I think it's like an older person to her. I don't think it's someone like it's her age. I think it's someone that's a bit older than her. I would look in that area. I would look if there was ever a fire, or if someone passed away in like a smoke or fire related event, because I kind of feel like there's something around there that might have something to do with either a fire or smoke inhalation causing a passing. But I would look into that, because I feel like it might have something to do with someone there. I think it's a male. I'm thinking it's a male. It might even be like a guy who's a little older than your daughter, but I don't think it's and when I say guy, I mean, to me, it feels like it's an adult. So it doesn't feel like it's a child. It feels like it's an adult, but it's older than your daughter. But I feel like it's a male who might have, who might be just popping around and saying hi. If she doesn't want to experience that, or she's just not really having it, she doesn't really want to have it, she needs to, there's a couple things I would recommend. One is I would teach her the art of smudging, because I think that might help her. The second thing I would recommend is I would recommend you tell her how to own her space. And what I mean by that is doing anything and everything in that space that makes it feel like it's owned, that it's hers and she owns it and it's her energy. And so she wants to put a picture of like a loved one in spirit who's passed on the wall. If she ever feels threatened, or if she ever feels a bit concerned, or she's not feeling safe, and I don't think the guy's going to do anything to her. I think he's just coming around trying to get her attention. What I would suggest is she just say, hey, can you please leave me alone? I'm not interested in having any kind of interaction with you. Sorry, but I just want to sleep. And if it keeps happening, I would actually ask the relative who's passed by seeing their picture. I would ask her to ask them to come in and help to kind of get this person out of the way, or to get them out of there. Because that can also work as well. They can come in and they can offer support for the person to help to cross them over. Over here. Terry Brooks, when will I move back to Texas? I think in about 6 months, actually. So you might be moving back in about 6 months, possibly even sooner than that. Okay. Let me go over here, because I've been over here. All right, here we go. I know I didn't even see her question. Let's see, what is her name again? Well, over here she's J Soul Fit Mom 80. She's like, what energy is surrounding me right now? She's like asking the same question like 1,000 times. I'm like, ask a question. I will say this. I do want you to be careful. in the next 3 months because I'm seeing baby energy around you. Normally, when I see baby energy, it usually indicates that someone has the ability to get pregnant, or they could be more susceptible to pregnancy, or their reproductive system is going to become a focus for them. So I would say be careful or cautious in the next few months if you're not planning for it, because there could be a likelihood of a pregnancy in that time. Okay. Hey, Steven. Let's see. Um, Audrey Gibson, Audible 80. Hi, Ferny. I'm traveling next week and just want to make sure I'll be in good hands. Do you see any events happening to me in the next week or so? I think you'll be fine. What's interesting, I'm less concerned with what you're asking me. Like, I'm less concerned with you. Am I going to be okay? Like, I feel like I'm less concerned about that, and I'm more concerned with the fact that what is supposed to be done in the trip, or what's supposed to be handled on this trip, feels like it gets split into two separate trips, or has to be handled in two separate trips, because it may not all get done in the first trip, or something may change compared to what you were wanting to do versus what may actually need to be done. So there might be like an additional trip that has to happen, or things just make it split into two separate trips. Amador Josie's like, Fernie, hope you're enjoying your rain. I don't have any rain. I don't have a clear sky. What are you talking about? I got clear skies. Remember, I'm in New Mexico. I'm in Santa Fe, New Mexico. People still think I'm in Houston, but I'm in Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's just because a majority of my following is in Houston. That's why. I had a lady call me earlier and leave a message and says, I'm having a get together with some girlfriends, and we're gonna be outside in the backyard, and you want to come on over? I'm like, oh, I ain't even in Houston. What you talking about? I'm talking about, I don't even do in-person events unless it's something significant that I need to do. But everything that I do is from a distance now. But it's funny. I was like, girl, I ain't going to nobody's house right now. Are you kidding me? I had a friend. Here's a little story here. I'll come back to you. I know some of y'all are impatient, but get over yourselves. I have a friend who texts me. It's funny because it's not like it's like I keep me being, away from people a secret because of the virus. But I have a friend who was like, hey, what's the chances my friend and I are going to go up there probably soon? And when he says soon, I'm pretty sure he meant like within the month. What's the chances or the likelihood of us getting an in-person reading? And I said like 0. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm like, I haven't seen another human being closely except for my neighbor when they're putting their trash out. I haven't seen another person like that closely since last February. So since last February, I've been, I've been self-quarantined. The reason why we're able to do it is just because we have these open spaces that we can walk on the trails and stuff. So that gives us a chance to like have a break from feeling like we're stuck in the house. But even then I was like, I ain't seeing nobody until and it's my sister, because we're planning on our Hawaii trip this year again, and we're going to Hawaii in September for her wedding, because we were supposed to do it last year. It didn't happen, had to rearrange it. So I said, look, here are my deals. It has to be after July. It has to be after I get the shot. And it has to be after the numbers go down significantly, and there doesn't seem to be a resurgence, even with people not wearing masks. So those are my conditions for going, and so that seems to be the case from the indicators. But I was like, I ain't gonna give y'all a reading in person. You crazy? I'm like, I ain't seen another person just because you're my friend. I don't think so. I love you though, but I was like, nah, I don't know what you thinking. I don't even know how you're gonna ask me that question. But that's just who he is. He's that kind of person. He likes to ask. He's like, maybe on the off chance. Caddy BB. Actually, let me bring somebody on. Let me see if Caddy's on here, and I'll bring her on, because I know she. See, now I feel like I'm getting my energy back. So I'm like, okay, because it comes in waves. It's like I will drop and I'll completely crash. And I actually noticed this with some people that are clients. If I start talking to them and I start getting super sleepy, super tired, and I start getting like drowsy, it's not because of me. It's because they don't have any system in place to support themselves energetically, and so they're pulling from other people's energy. It's what we call an energy vampire, and it's not like they're intending to do that. They're just naturally doing that without realizing it. So sometimes it takes me a little longer to kind of build my energy back up, to get it back up to where I need it to be at. Let's see if she's on here. She's not on here. Let's see if she'll come on. Let's see if she'll come on, because I just saw Caddy B. Let's see if Caddy B will come. Not that that's okay. Let's see. Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hello, she came on.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. I'm here with my mom.
Oh, hi, Mama. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
We were waiting for you all last week, and I was like, he's never gonna pick us.
Oh, how funny! How funny. Well, what did you want to ask me about?
About my grandmother Adela, if she has any messages.
Yeah. First of all, before I get to her, there is a mail connected to your mom. Either this was like this feels like a mail, but it feels like it's a while back ago. I also feel like this male died suddenly or unexpectedly. I want to say he either passed away from a physical incident, or he killed himself, but it felt like it was pretty quickly. But I want to put this back to when she was back in school, or she knew people back in the day. Mama, do you know someone like that?
But the person would have passed recently or a long time ago?
It might have been a while ago.
Because
they look younger to me, but it feels like they look younger, like back in like the 90s, early 90s is kind of where I want to put them. You know those guys where they have their hair slicked back, and they have those like shirts that were like in the 90s that they would go clubbing in, and then they would put like, they would have their dress. It's
Actually,
not dress code.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about. It was a very he was a wonderful person, and he actually was my middle sister's boyfriend at the time in the 90s.
Yeah, I thought he was your boyfriend, because when he came across, I was like, maybe this is one of her old boyfriends. But that makes perfect sense to me. That makes perfect sense.
And he was exactly the way you describe him. He was a musical person, and it was a tragic accident that took his life. Yes. Yeah.
Well, he's wanted to say hi, so he wanted to say hi to you and
acknowledge you.
Your sister's still around, right? Your sister's still alive?
Yes.
Okay. He wants to tell her hello, and he wants to let her know that he has stopped in to say hi to her a few times, but he's acknowledging he wanted to say hi to y'all. It's he's one of those guys where when they passed away, you always think of them in their glory day, like when they were at their like glory day or at the height of their own, and that memory sits there like such a tragic loss, or like they died too soon. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he just wanted to say hi, that he's around, and he just wanted to get a chance to say hi to you. So that's that. All right.
I hope that my mom who passed got to see him again, because she cried for him many, many years, because she loved him as a son, and he went away, and she was very heartbroken.
Yeah. Well, I think, and he will see all of y'all when it's time for y'all to join him. But let's get over to the grandmother, because now she's trying to pop into the conversation. Is this your Ada? Is this your mother?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Then that would make sense why they're together, because if he popped in first and I was going to connect with her, that would be her way of letting us know that he's with her. So she's probably trying to let us know, look who I ran into. And then she pulled him into the conversation because she knew she was going to talk to you. Okay, your mom. First of all, she wants to thank y'all for letting her die with dignity and peace. So did y'all actually honor her wishes towards the end, because she's acknowledging that she felt like y'all really considered her needs and that y'all honored her properly? Do y'all understand that?
Yes.
Got it. She also keeps acknowledging she felt very, very comfortable. Were y'all able to put her in a place or have her at home? Because she's making me feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
Got it. So she's perfect. She's acknowledging, and that's what she's acknowledging, is she feels like y'all really honored her. She also says she misses y'all so much. She says they are so boring in heaven. The angels just sing, and they want everybody to clean, and everything's so shiny. So she's like, it's so boring here. So she's acknowledging it was so much fun with all of y'all. She also keeps, did mom kind of try to act like she was like a young person, and y'all would go and do stuff that younger people would do, and she would want to be involved, or she would want to go along for the ride?
She was always, when she was good, she was very, very active in everything that we did. So
Got it. Because she's acknowledging that. She says when she could no longer move around as much or walk as good, she says that was really rough for her. She didn't deal with aging or getting to that state easily. And she says that she should be given an award because she feels like that was not easy for her to go through. But she also says that she feels bad about it because she didn't want y'all to have to deal with worrying about her or paying attention to her as much or having to do this and do that. So she's apologizing to y'all because she feels that she could have done it. She wishes it would have happened differently, but she understands now. She understands now because she was always the type to want to give, 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 and didn't always take for herself. And she says that when she got up there, she asked God, why did this happen to me? Why did I have to go through this? And God told her, because you didn't understand or know how to accept love yourself and receive caring from others. So we had to force you to take it. And it gave your family a chance to return the favor. So that's why things happened the way they did. So she wants you to understand that. There's a dog with her. I feel like Samuel or Sammy, or do you know if there's a dog that's in spirit?
yes.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I
Name
kept
did you say?
Yeah, I kept hearing like a Sammy or Samuel. I don't know if that's the name of the dog or if there's another dog that's got a Sammy or Samuel name connection.
Um, no, like
Uh, Sheba.
Here, let
Her.
me.
her dog was her baby. He died on her birthday, and we hope that one day she would be with him again.
She's
So
got the
it could
dog.
be
No, she's got the dog. She's got the dog
okay.
with her. So she's got the. You know, it's interesting because she reminds me. She's showing me my godmother. My one of my godmothers had a little dog that was missing a leg, and so the dog was always with her. But she's
Yes.
yeah, she's acknowledging the dog is with her. But then she said Sammy or Samuel or or Sa, there's like a Sammy or Samuel relation to this as well. Either that's the name of a dog or there's someone else with that name that she's trying to give me the reference to.
Hmm.
And y'all may have to think about that, but there's a reference to this other S name because she's
Okay.
acknowledging that. Okay. She
Okay.
also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Did y'all do a mass for her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's acknowledging having a mass for her. And this is separate from the memorial. She's talking about like something that was done like on the anniversary or after the fact.
Yes.
Got it. She's
Yes.
acknowledging that. She also says, do you have a picture of Jesus?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. She
Yes.
says Jesus don't look like that. So she's like correcting. She says it turns out Jesus don't look like that. So she's just letting you know that the picture that Jesus says she turns out Jesus don't look like that. But she's making a joke about it. I think she's just having a good time. She also
I'm
keeps
glad.
acknowledging being at peace with your father. Is your father also passed?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
She's acknowledging being at peace with your father. Did your father struggle? Did they struggle together? Did they not do well with each other?
He just gave up everything to be with her, and it was really hard on him. It
Hmm.
was a lot of years of him taking care of her by himself. He retired at a young age to be able to be with her because he didn't want anything to happen to her. But
You
in life, they did have their struggles when, everybody in a marriage has their struggles. So
ah
they did struggle,
a lot.
and then
Yeah.
everything, worked out. But
There's two things with this I want to say. One is she makes this sign. Whenever I see this sign, it usually means I'm at peace with, or tell them that I'm at peace with them, or all is forgiven. I don't know if your father still carries a lot of guilt with your mom, but to let him know that she's at peace with him or she's forgiven, but also she's making me feel like she's getting ready to welcome him in. So I don't know if he's starting to decline or if he's starting to kind of not take care of himself, but he might need to pay attention because she's making it seem like she's getting ready to bring him over, but she's
he's
not
been
giving me a
saying that to me. He's been saying that to me a
okay.
lot. And I
You
told
might
him no.
y'all might need to watch him, and
Okay.
y'all may need to let him see this because he needs to know that she's okay and that he needs to
Yeah.
live out
Okay.
his life fully. So he
Okay.
needs to wait until it
He's
is
he's
his
here
time.
with us, but he's just in another room.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
She also says that she messes with his bedding. So if he finds his bedding moved around and messed with, that's her. That's her. She likes it a certain way. That's why she likes it looking a certain way, or she likes it a certain way, and he just doesn't do it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. She's with y'all, sweetheart. She's with
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. We were
You're
so
welcome.
worried. We wanted to do everything and send her off the proper way, how
Yeah.
she wanted it.
No,
So,
no, she's
uh,
good with it. She's good with it. All
thank you
right,
so
sweetheart.
so much. Oh my
You're
gosh.
Can
welcome.
I ask one more thing?
Yeah.
Is there any my cousin, he passed away?
Um.
He was young.
Yeah, I'm seeing so I keep seeing the 17th. Do you know if the 17th of a month is connected? Or January
Mm,
7 or the age of 17?
Um.
Um, I'm turning 17 in a
Oh,
week.
yeah, she's
Oh,
turning
you're turning
17.
17. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's it. He's also showing me November. I'm sorry. He's also showing me September. Do you also know September is connected to him? Or
This
the 7th or the 9th of a month?
Mm,
December is,
Mm-mm.
but
No,
um,
there's something else with it. I would just leave that. I'll leave that with y'all. I mean, he might be
okay.
acknowledging your birthday and wishing you, just trying to wish you a birthday, and I'm totally
Oh, that's probably
twisting
true.
it. So he might just be trying to wish you a happy 17th birthday.
Yes.
But I would still see if there's some number like a 17 connected to him, whether it's January
okay.
7th or the 17th of a month. He also keeps acknowledging a shirt. Did people make shirts for him, or do you know if someone has a shirt that would have been special to him? It might even have like a bunch of big fat letters across it.
Mm,
Maybe I'll have to ask my tia.
Okay, because it's almost like for example, like when you look at like Aeropostale or those old brands that you said
yeah,
where they
yeah.
have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
letters. I'm seeing something like that, but I feel like I'm seeing big letters across a shirt, and that's the way I'm seeing it. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Do you know if they raised money for him or they
I'm not
donated
sure.
in his honor?
It might be. I don't know. We would have to ask his mom.
Okay,
Yeah.
because he's talking about donations or raising money, so there's a reference there as well. He also keeps apologizing for the timing of his passing because he might have passed within 30 days of another significant date. So there might have been another date of significance within his family around in the 30 within 30 days of his passing. So he's
We
It
acknowledging.
your grandpa because your grand it's the passing of your grandpa and then
oh yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Got it. So
It
he's just
was right by Christmas too.
okay. Oh, got it. So that may be why he's acknowledging
Yes.
that. So he's making reference to that. Georgie or George? Is there a Georgie or George connection
Mm,
or Joey?
mm,
I don't think it's Joey. I think it's George or Georgie.
connected to him.
Connected to him or connected to his family?
Um, there's a Joel.
Joelle. There's a Joelle.
Yes, that's his nephew.
I don't know if that's it.
No, I'm
It
not
might be
sure.
somebody. It might be somebody else or something else he's trying to acknowledge
A
or make reference.
George. A George.
Mm-hmm. That
Oh,
was it. What
actually,
was his passing a little bit suspicious, or were there some weird events with his passing?
it it
He,
just left us like
it was out
uh
of nowhere. He
it,
committed suicide.
I feel weird about the suicide. I
yeah.
know that most suicides, like someone would take their lives and they're done. He's not. He's making me feel differently. He's almost pointing. I feel like the name that he's bringing up has something to do with either his passing or what happened. Because I
Uh-huh.
almost feel like, thank you. Do you know if he had been taking drugs or substances?
Well, I
Po-
don't know. We think possibly, but we're not
maybe,
sure.
maybe.
Okay, here's what I will say. I feel like his. First of all, I do think he did this because he makes me feel like he did do it, but the way it happened or how things all added up feels a little bit off than what's believed. So something feels a
Uh-huh.
little bit off to me. He is fine, he's at peace, but I feel like there's another person I want to include in what's happened to him because there might have been someone else who egged him on or dared him or gave
Mhm.
him something that made him crazy, but it's almost like I feel
Mhm.
like someone else had a hand in it in some way.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
We
y'all
had
may need to.
We felt
we
that.
had no answer, so it was like unexpected, like out of nowhere. So that could possibly be.
Okay. Yeah, but he's fine. He's okay to let his
Okay.
family know that he's okay. Also, he showed me a tattoo, so someone might have gotten a tattoo for him,
His mom.
His mom did.
just to let her
Yes.
know. Just to let her know.
Yes.
All right, sweetheart. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, and
Have
I
a
hope we
You're
we
welcome.
talk to you again soon. Maybe we'll
Uh,
get my dad to call so you can pick him.
you got it,
Yes.
Mama. You got it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My daughter got me on to watch you, and I told her, "Are you sure he'll pick us?" And I love that you pick us. Thank
Aw.
you so much.
Thank
You're
Thank
you.
you.
welcome. You're
Thank you.
welcome,
Thank
sweetie.
you.
Bye
You stay
bye.
safe. We'll see
Bye
you
bye.
soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Let's see me go through here. See, I got my energy back, y'all. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do videos today because my energy is really low, but it came back. 1,000 miles save you. Here, let's do.
Hey,
Hello. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What?
Hey, okay,
Mhm.
so I was wondering, I'm having a lot of issues with my ex-husband right now. He is an alcoholic, unfortunately,
Mm,
and when he gets upset with me, he
that's the tough.
he doesn't see the kids.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to have them all spring break. He won't answer their calls. Um, and I guess my question is, do you see him getting better or his relationship with his children improving,
Hmm.
or do you
Yeah.
see him continuing on this path? Because
Both. It's going to be both. I think that his relationship with his kids is probably not going to improve significantly for about 5 years. It's going to take a while. So I think in about 5 or 6 years, the relationship itself with the kids will improve, which by that point, a lot of time has passed. Part of why I think that's going to happen then is because I see him getting one or two separate DWIs, which are going to pretty much like screw him over. And that's going to force him to have to confront this issue. I also think that part of it is because he might also end up having a health issue come up that is weird and that may force him to have to take better care of himself, or he's going to just feel a lot more pain or physical effect from that as well. So I do think that he would change. I think that there will be some improvements there, but it might take about 5 years. And I think it's not going to happen until all of these things kind of play out.
yeah, if he gets in trouble again, he'll be going away. He
Yeah.
already has DWIs,
Yeah.
so
There you go. So
that would solve the drinking
pretty
problem.
much, yeah. And that would make sense to me. That makes sense to me. So yeah, I feel like it's just going to continue to spiral for him. And I think that honestly, he's just being an idiot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because he knows better. At this point, he knows better. Now he wants everybody to feel sorry for him, and he wants to be the martyr. Like get off the damn cross. Like people in Texas needed the wood for the winter freeze. They don't need some fool on a cross driving drunk. They just don't need that.
Well, he very much plays the victim. I mean,
Yeah.
Saturday night, my children were with him for the weekend, and they're 7 and 9, and they wanted to come home with me. So this week, that's his excuse for not having them for spring break. He actually said they don't want to be with me anyway.
Yeah, yeah, and it is what it is. And I honestly think your kids are smart enough to know
Yeah.
that they don't need to be around their dad. So I don't think, even though I think they love their father, I don't think that they feel like it's going to be a good or easy situation for them. So it might be one of those scenarios where you just kind of need to look at what's best for them and not worry so much about his relationship with them because that's his responsibility. It's on him.
Right.
And he has to deal with the consequences of that, even though the kids are going to take the hit of that. But I would rather have a sober father who is around my kids than a drunk one who just is a fool.
Right. And
And that's
that's the
dangerous for them
problem right
because he
now.
does like to, I feel like he does like to drink and drive when they're in the vehicle, which is a big
That that terrifies me.
yeah.
And that's right now, that's my biggest issue is I don't know if I'm doing them harm by allowing them to be with him or if it's better to just keep them here
Mhm.
and run the risk of them being mad at me for not
I
letting
would
them
rather, yeah,
go.
I would rather that, you know what? My mother who suffered from a mental breakdown and who, suffered from a lot of abuse. We suffered from a lot of abuse. My stepfather, her husband, he was an alcoholic and he was abusive. And I
Same.
would have preferred her to I would prefer for her to have gone through a broken heart and for us to still have a united family than for her to have had a complete mental breakdown because of the trauma he put her through and then for
Right.
us to have to be separated the way we were. So I feel like no, I would say do what's best for the kids. Screw him until he unscrews himself. And right now he's screwing himself in
Right.
the process, and that's on him. Not only that, but I do think he's already driven with the kids in the car while he was drunk. He may have told them not to say anything.
Okay. So just continue to keep them as much as I can away from that toxicity
Yeah.
and don't feel guilty.
Yeah. And I think that's going to send them a good lesson because it's going to tell them that they need to choose what's best for themselves, even if they don't understand what that means right now. And by
Right.
taking your example, they're not going to subject themselves in their lives to the same kind of scenarios with toxicity. So, but if
Right.
you have them around their father when he's being this way, all that's going to do is teach them to accept or to adapt to toxic people, and it's going to screw them for the rest of their lives. So it's like really,
Right.
yeah. But I think your gut feelings are correct, and I think you just need to go with your gut feelings.
Okay. Thank you so much,
You're
Ferny.
welcome. You're welcome, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself, and I will get this. I will get this recording over to you later. So I think I'm in working mode from earlier. So, you
Have
take
a
care of
great
yourself.
evening.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
All right, let's see. Okay, let's see.
Accept my request. Ferny!
Hello.
Hello!
Hi.
Oh my
How are
God.
you
You know, I've been trying to get you for so long, and now I got you. I'm right here with my man and my son. Come get Ferny. All my kids watch you too. Dad, we finally got Ferny.
Oh.
Hello. I didn't even get you. You always been my best friend. I never thought I'd get you, and I finally got you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, well, I'm here. What do you want to ask me about?
So I want to ask about my brother. He took his own life in
Don't tell me too much.
2001.
Because don't tell me the whole story. Let him tell me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because if you tell me too much, there's nothing I can give you. Okay, go ahead. First of all, your brother is taking responsibility for his own passing because he's pointing the finger at himself. So he is acknowledging that. He also makes me feel thank you. He also said that he actually thought about doing it 2 different ways, but that the way that he did it was the way it ended up going. Do you also know if he had a gun with him as well, or there was an attempt before with another gun?
No, I never do anything about a gun.
Because he's acknowledging that he had thought about using a gun, or you have another attempt with a gun, because there's a reference there, and it wouldn't have been his gun; it would have been a borrowed gun. So someone he would have known would have probably known about the situation. He also keeps showing me the number 7. Do you know if July or the 7th of a month is connected?
I think that's around the time of his passing. I'm not too sure though.
Okay, that's okay. I'll leave that with you, but he's acknowledging that 7 being significant, so either July or the 7th of a month is connected. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you know if there's a William or Willie or Will name connection?
Will. No, not that I can think of right now.
There's a person with him in spirit that has got a W name like William or Will or Willie. So there's a reference to a person in spirit who's with him. Now, if you don't know, you might need to find out because he's making a reference to that. It is an older man, so I want to say this is probably an older person from the family. But he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Is he honored in 2 spots, or are there 2 places that people honor him at? One is what I would call, I guess, like a place where it would be like a memorial, but there's like another place that people might actually...
Like my urns are in my mom's house, so like every time I go by it, I go, like, you know?
Got it.
So it's like a place that I never like my brother's name to be forgotten, so I'm always like, I hyphen of being like, oh, you guys gotta remember Uncle James, because I have my kids after my brother passed.
Mm-hmm.
I really want my kids to know who he is, like an uncle that even isn't there, like a guardian angel uncle, because there's a special uncle that's well protected. I just want him to know that, like, I say that about him.
No, he's sweet, he's sweetheart. And again, he talks about 2 places. So if the urns are at your mom's house, that's one place. There's another place that people may have honored him at or done something in honor of him. It might even be like going and doing a piece of art somewhere, or doing something on a wall that might be connected to him, or that might be connected to the people that were his friends at the time.
I couldn't think of that like right now at the moment, because
okay.
like he passed away when I was really young. So
yeah, the reason why I keep hearing LA.
Could it be like like when I go to like I don't know if it's the place he passed, but my mom told me that the place he passed was around that proximity. So I usually go there, and like when we go outdoors, like I embrace him and stuff. I don't know if that could be it.
It's possible
like,
if he passed in a spot and you honor him, or he's honored at that spot, that would be a reason why. But he's acknowledging, like, again, 2 places that he's honored at. He keeps bringing up California because I'm hearing the California love song. Do you know if there's a reference to either California or the California love song or music at that time?
No, my brother did play guitar though. Like he was really Aerosmith, AC/DC,
okay,
anything along those lines. But he was in Canada, so
that's okay. There's something about this song either going to California, being in California. I don't know if it's a song he wrote called California, or there's something about California dreams or California.
Well, then again, I don't know, because me and my brother created a song, but he's making rock music, so we thought rock songs had like swear words. So when I started the song, I'm like, B-F-U, and he's like, no, that's not how the song goes. So California Raisins, if that's some reference to, like, you know, the California Raisins, that used to be like a funny reference of like that is something that we talked about. That's the only thing I could think of.
I mean, if that was an inside joke or that was something y'all would mention, then that may be where he's going with it. But there's some reference to this California thing because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. Do you still have a pic? Or did you find a pic?
Oh, his guitar pic.
Yeah.
Is it his guitar pic? Mm-hmm. His little guitar. Yeah, my brother Jason has it. Does he have? My brother Jason has hurt from this the most out of all of us because he was like side by side with.
Mm-hmm.
So like he left a letter. I was just wondering about that letter that he left.
The way he makes me feel, I'm asking about the letter. He says that he didn't really know what the hell he was talking about when he wrote that letter. So he might have been a little bit not all there, or he might have been a bit off.
Right?
Say what?
Say because of his mental illness.
If he was going through something right now, because he makes me feel like he wasn't all there when he wrote it, and so it may not make a lot of sense, or there may be some things that just don't really match up right. But he says he was just not in the right state of mind when this happens, and that's the way he's wanting to acknowledge it or wanting to make reference to it. He also keeps apologizing. Thank you. Did someone find him?
I don't think any, like, I know police officers found him, but we didn't know about it for so long. And like my mother told us a different story. So I found out like how my brother passed by somebody else at school.
Oh wow.
So like
yeah. Well,
and I was like the last one to see my brother before he left, but he came back in a dream. Okay. Like I was mad at him because he always took my brothers fishing and he was going fishing. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I was asking him before he left, like, I want to go. So I was very angry. And like in our family, we used to be like, oh, I wish we were dead until that happened. Then we stopped that.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah, well, he's acknowledging, again, he's going back and he's acknowledging that he wasn't in his right state of mind when he wrote this letter. He also keeps referencing, thank you, Dougie or Doug or Doogie or Douglas. Is there a Doug sounding name connection?
I know what he's talking about. Is he talking about his old friend?
I don't know. He just brought up the name. It is someone that's still alive, though, so...
Douglas or Dougie. I'll ask my mom.
Okay, because he's bringing up that name. So if he had a friend named Douglas or whatever, he might be trying to say hello to that person or to let them know that he's okay. If not, he's bringing up this name for some reason, but he's acknowledging that name as being significant. He also keeps referencing, do you have the sunglasses or glasses?
No.
There's something about his glasses or sunglasses. So if you don't have his actual sunglasses, he's making reference to sunglasses or glasses. And he's... I'm sorry, is there a picture of you two together, or is there a picture of y'all wearing sunglasses?
A picture of him holding a fish. It's a significant picture, the only picture we have of it.
Is he wearing sunglasses?
No, but he has his sunglasses on his head.
Okay.
They're on his head.
Okay.
Like his fishing glasses.
That's not it. There's another one. There's another one where he's specifically holding the glasses in his hands, and he's acknowledging a special picture where either he's got them lifted up and he's looking, or he's got him like he's fly with the glasses and he's got his actual fingers on the glasses. There's another image or another shot of him, so just be aware of that. We
don't make pictures of him. So if there's a picture like that out there, that's probably him telling me like I need to find that.
It may be. Know? It may be, but I would say if you connect with the friends, they might be able to tell you more about it because he's making reference to that. But he's blaming himself because he says that he should have reached out for help and he didn't know what to do, and he almost felt like he was broken. So
yeah,
he's okay, sweetheart. He's with you.
Does he have any messages from my mom?
Yeah. He doesn't want. Thank you. He is sorry. He's apologizing to her. But he's also acknowledging that she doesn't need to ask him for forgiveness because there's nothing she really could have done. And she couldn't have saved him.
Hard. Yeah. My mom feels like she's a passionate mom, so like every day she cries and stuff. Like she doesn't even like to bring up my brother, not because she doesn't want to remember him, but because it's more hurt than I'm Ferny. I really love you. Like, I don't know you, but I really love you. I'm ready to get a hold of you. How about my nana, or my papa?
Don't kill me if I spend too much time with you. But I will say this: with your Nana, I will say this. Your Nana comes around with butterflies. The butterflies are your Nana. She's the one that comes around with the butterflies. She
White
also says
butterfly.
that she also came in a dream with you. Also, she likes to come in the room and you might smell her when you're laying down in bed. She also says she knows of the babies. Did someone have a child after her passing?
Yeah, I did.
She sees your knowledge. She knows your babies.
So she's around. Ferny, I love you so much. And do I have spirit guides? That's it. And then I'm
Yeah, you have spirit guides. You have the main guy's name is Michael. It's like a regular Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
The main guy I have is Michael because I keep seeing that. And do I have any abilities? Like, is there anything I need to hide?
Girl, I gotta cut you off because they're gonna kill me. So I already done asked so many questions. So.
I
All
love
right,
you
Mama,
so
you
much.
take care.
I do. I love you.
Bye, sweetie.
Thank God for you. I said.
Bye, Mama.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Girl, I need to have her make my drinks because she will wake me up. She's gonna wake me up. Here, let's go over here. Let's go to Tori here. Hello.
What you doing?
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome. What
It's
you want
me,
to add?
Sarah.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Oh, y'all are just making me really want to get in bed too. I feel like I need to go lay
Yes.
down.
Yes. We're gonna do it on both of the phones. But we just kind of now want to know like about our past lives. If you can give us insight about
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. So one for each of you. You have a past life where you were actually you have a past life where you were an attorney. This would have been up in New Jersey or New York. So there was one lifetime where you were an attorney. It was a male, but you were a male, by the way, in that lifetime, and you were kind of ruthless, and so you kind of didn't care other than making that money and being, known as like the hot shot in town. But you had a lot of dealings at the time with the mobsters or the gangsters in that area. So you were kind of crooked. Yeah, you were kind of crooked in that lifetime. So you might be very sensitive to cutting through the bullshit with people in this lifetime because you have experience in that lifetime from being able to see it in play. So that's one of your lifetimes. Your name would have been Alan. Alan, I think. What is the last name?
Fred, this is
It's Kuchek or Koshek or Koshi. It's got like a Kochek. It's Couc. If you look at those two names, you might find a name and a person that was actually that at that time. I don't get names very often, so when I get it, I'm like, I run with it. So, but that's the name that I'm seeing. And then her past life.
I don't need it.
You have a past life in Spain where you were. I want to say you were actually a nun.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah,
Serious.
it was kind of iffy because I feel like as a nun, the reason why you became a nun is because you were raped, and so you just decided to give your life to God. So you became a nun in that lifetime, and you were just part of like a nunnery. I want to say it was actually one of the major cities. I want to say it's Barcelona. So you were a nun in near one of the. I don't know enough about Spain, which is funny because that's my heritage, but I feel like there's 3 prominent cathedrals or 3 prominent churches that might exist in Spain, and one of those might have a connection to one of the ones that you were associated with. The closest thing I can get to a name would be like Lucia or Lucita in that lifetime.
Oh my God, thank you. That's 2 more questions. We have to. Do you see like us in a past life together?
Not directly. There was another lifetime where you were in love with a man who was married, and you were like the mistress for many years. And she was the mistress. I mean, she was the wife of that. But y'all never met. Y'all never actually did anything together.
Hold on, wait. So
you basically were in love with her husband, and she didn't know nothing about. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So y'all are doing some payback time.
Okay, I don't want to be too long because I do want you to get to someone named Nancy because she really like trying to ask you something. But sure. I just want to see if Mom has something for me.
Mom is she showed me balloons, so there's a birthday within 30 days, or there's an acknowledgement for a celebratory event within 30 days, or she passed around the birthday. But she's acknowledging that because she showed me balloons. She also keeps acknowledging a dove as a connection. So y'all may have experiences with white birds, white feathers, and doves. She also is acknowledging a actual candle or a vase that has a dove or a bird on it that might be connected to her. So there's a reference to that.
Does it have a bird on it? Oh no, it don't.
It has a bird or a feather.
It's her. This one. That's
Does it have a bird or a feather?
no. It's a little bone on it.
No,
But
that may not be. It might be a different candle because she's acknowledging it. It almost feels like a vase, though. It's like the glass around a candle or a vase, something that is like a thing that has like birds in the front or swans. So there's a reference to that. But she's around you. She's okay.
Okay.
All right, baby girl. Well, yeah, let me get going because they're gonna kill me.
Angie, okay.
All right, baby.
Angie blog.
Awesome.
All right, bye, friend.
Bye,
Love
baby
you.
girl. They're the kind of folks that I'll be hanging with all day. We would just be talking and gossiping and just, what you doing? Nothing. I literally would be just talking all day with those two, just because I know that would be a lot of fun. Let me come around here. Let me see. Some fun when the working day is done. Let's go. Girl. Let's see. Oops. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Where am I going? Where am I going? Let me go here. Let's see. No. Mona Alexandra, hi Ferny. Me and my husband are ready to start a family. Do you see us having a baby this year or getting pregnant this year? Yeah, I think that y'all will actually be pregnant by summertime. Y'all may even get pregnant within the next 2 months. So it's good. It feels like it's really fast. So I actually think you might get pregnant pretty soon, actually. Let me see. Bring somebody else on. Let's see. Ah, declined. Declined. Let's see. Hello.
Hi, Ferny. Oh my
How you
God.
doing? Oh.
We're in
Awesome.
our
What do you want to
pajamas,
ask?
my son and I.
Oh my God, hello.
We're big fans. My whole family is like, oh, Ferny's on. Everybody quiet down.
Oh my God, y'all are making me crazy. I know when people tell me those kinds of things, I'm like, really? People get together every week and they start watching? Like,
Yes.
I cannot even fathom that. That's just how completely in my own little bubble I am.
We love you. Like, oh, here's my husband.
Hello. Hi.
We won't take up too much of your time. I know there's a lot of people waiting, so I appreciate you taking the time. But
Sure.
my husband and I have recently lost our jobs, so we're like super stressed right now. So I guess the main question is, where do you see us going with our careers? What is happening? You know, is this life path? Like, all these things are just all of a sudden. First, I got laid off, and then, you know, we thought, okay, well, he's, you know, still working, so everything's fine. And now his company's moving to a different country. Yeah. So now he's losing his job. So what's going on? Like,
yeah, well, let's start with his job for a second. I feel like some of the people who are going to be leaving his company are also going to end up going to another company, he might actually hear from someone he knows who goes to a new company about opportunities with that company. So I don't think that he'll be unemployed for too long. It might be less than 2 months, but I feel like it's still going to be a bit of a time crunch. So y'all may need to tap into additional resources or revenue streams. But I do think that will change in a couple of months. So I think that that's one thing. It seems like it's the same work though. So I think it's going to be the same kind of work he's already doing. What is he doing right now? Or what was he doing?
He's an engineer.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I kept seeing your son as the engineer. So that makes sense to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if your son actually goes into similar work, but in a different way. It has more to do with like engineering with like, when they take, hey, all right, I keep seeing you becoming something like an engineer, but it's taking properties or structures and making them green. So it's like, those properties where you see like grass growing on the side, or that's what I'm seeing you doing when you get older. So there's something there to look forward to.
I want to be nothing like that.
Trust me, when you get older and the world is falling apart and everybody needs, that's going to be the job. So just FYI when you get here.
We just learned multiplication this week, so.
That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I think your husband will find something in about 2 months because of someone he knows through the people that are leaving. Is it like 30 or 35 people who are leaving his company?
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Okay, there you are. Yeah. Yeah. Are there about 30, 35 people who are leaving his company or who also lost their jobs with him?
Yeah, there's about, I think, 100? Around 100
okay.
Or more. Yeah.
30 or 35 of them are going to get involved with this other company that I keep seeing. So one of those people is going to connect with him, and then that'll give him a lead. He should still look. He probably should try a headhunter because I think his skills can definitely be utilized. But someone that he knows is going to be part of this 30, 35 people group that's going to go to this other company, and then he'll get in through that option.
Okay, and what about me? Like, I've got a few interviews lined up, and like I've been doing interviews for a while. Nothing's panning out. It's just been really tough.
Yeah, I kind of see you going in a completely different direction. I feel like you're probably going to end up switching gears. I also think that you're going to end up working for the government or the State Department. That has to do with, no, is it? It almost feels like it's FEMA related. It's not the State Department.
So, do you want me to tell you what? So we're in Canada. So my background is in municipal government.
Oh, perfect. So I think you're going to find a job with a different area of government, but it's got something to do with either resource distribution or with disaster relief. There's something there that I kind of want to put in that thing. So for me, it feels like it's still connected to the government. I also think that there is actually going to be a bit of a hiring like growth or opportunity. Not right away. Being in Canada, at the beginning of 2022, there's a bit of a growth spurt there. Part of it has to do with a big agreement between the U.S. and Canada around certain things that will actually allow Canada to grow from that. So it's almost like feeding each other. It's like, we have more of this, you have more of that, let's feed each other. And that's how I feel with it. From that, there's going to be opportunities that come up, and then there's growth that happens at that point. I do think, though, that you will find another job by June. It may not be right away, though, but by June, I think something will come up there as well. There might be another opportunity with like a local organization, like a school or an education organization. I don't think that's going to go anywhere, and I think you'll end up ending up working for a different part of the state, a part of the government system.
So June of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's not too bad. That's coming up.
That's not too long. Yeah, okay. I think it'll be this year.
Okay, and then can I ask also about like my health? Do you see anything with my health related? Like I'm getting these white patches all over my skin. Is that due to stress? Like doctors can't pinpoint what it is.
Yeah, there's a couple of things with this. One is I feel like your liver's struggling a little bit, so you might need to check the liver function because I feel like your liver's having a little bit of trouble. I also think that it's all coming from your digestive system. So I feel like you probably need to, because you just basically swallow all of your stress and your digestive system is taking the hit. Have you been having a lot more heartburn or indigestion?
Not really. No, I really don't have much appetite.
Okay. Pay attention to your digestive system. If you start having weird, like acidic like episodes, this is another issue that's tied to the same thing as how I feel. So you might need to follow up with a physician, or you might need to go to digestive specialist for that, but I feel like it's all digestive related, and I do think it is stress because it's basically messing with the microbes in your digestive system, and I also think that you're not getting enough nutrients in that your body's absorbing.
Okay. And then one last thing. So I've been waking up every day at the same time. And I
Mm-hmm.
know, like, you hear stories about this all the time. But, like, do you think there's anything causing it? Do you think there's, like, I don't know, like a sixth sense or
Something
a spirit,
supernatural? No,
something?
I actually think it's just your hormones. I don't think
Okay.
it's anything supernatural. I think it's a hormonal thing because your hormones are going through a change, but it feels like they're natural changing, but it feels like it's just your hormones and you're just waking up early.
So menopause, Fernie, just say it.
You could say that. You could say that. But yeah, I feel like it's natural hormonal changes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much. You're
You're welcome.
awesome. We
You're
love you.
welcome, sweetheart. Oh, I love you too. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's see. Let me do a couple more text versions and then I think I'm gonna jump off here. I was trying to find, let's see. It's like I love Ferdy. His personality is everything. I don't know if you've been tuning in on them days when people piss me off and then I go I go off on people because they're acting like fools. Which is funny, which doesn't happen very often, but it's funny when it does happen. Let's see. Let me do one more video and then I could do a few more text versions because 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so there was nothing there. Oops. Oh, hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Ferny.
sweetheart. How you doing?
So glad you chose me.
Oh.
It's Thursday morning here. It's 6:40. I'm in
Oh my
India.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's just my luck. I can't get over it that you've finally chosen me.
Oh, well, I'm here and ready for your question. What did you want to ask me?
I'm looking for a message from my son.
Mm-hmm. So as soon as I tune into your son, first of all, he is okay. Thank you. First of all, he is apologizing to you. So he is wanting to acknowledge and apologize to you because he feels that he did not fulfill his role or he did not fulfill his responsibilities to you. So he's wanting to apologize to you. He also keeps acknowledging the number 5. Do you know if the 5th of a month or May is connected?
He was born on the 5th of
Got
February.
it. He's acknowledging that. He also keeps referencing, thank you. He says that he actually has tried to visit with you several times and he's appeared in at least 3 dreams. Do you remember of 3 dreams that he has put? Okay. So he's acknowledging that. That is him. He is trying to communicate with you. He also says that he does not want to he feels that he has been breaking your heart over and over again. And he says he does not want you to feel this way because he says it is hard for him to be able to prepare. Okay. It is hard for him to be able to prepare for his next life, knowing that he still feels as if he owes you and the situation itself. So he wants you to be able to alleviate your own suffering from this and he wants to release you from it. He's also showing me he's opening his palms or his hands. He's showing me, I don't know if he's showing me lemon. There's something orange in his hands. It almost feels like it's yellowy orange. He's handing over something that feels like it's a fruit to you that's orangey or yellow, and he's offering it to you as kind of like a gesture of happiness. Do you know what that means?
No.
It's almost like a orangey or yellow fruit. It reminds me of mango, but I don't know if it's mango or if it's actually like an orange. But it's almost like an offering to you as if he wants you to take, thank you. He wants you to actually take better care of yourself or to pay more attention to your own well-being because he says that you are not as careful as you used to be. So he says you need to be aware of this because you're not taking as good of care of yourself as you need to be. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you have a journal or a book that he has written in or that was written in?
Kind of.
Okay.
Not really a journal, but
There's
yeah.
something that is his writings are in a book. So some either notes or things he's written, he's acknowledging something like this that he's written in or he's scribed in. So do you have something like that?
On Facebook, on his profile.
Okay. So he's just acknowledging there's something else. I feel like there's something else because he's wanting to acknowledge something else that is physical, that is like paper with writing on it that he has that there's left behind. So he's acknowledging something like this. So there's a reference to that. He also is acknowledging the month of January or the first as well. Do you know if there's a connection to January or the first of a month as well?
January, his niece was born in January. He didn't get to meet her.
That may be his
But
way of acknowledging that he's aware of her birth or he's aware of her coming into life.
yeah,
So
yeah. My daughter was in another country at that time.
got
So
it.
he didn't, but so he was aware, I mean, that she's there.
That's
Yeah.
okay. He's just acknowledging the niece or wanting to wish her happy birthday. There's another date in January as well because he's acknowledging there's another date in January also. So either there's another date for January or the first of a month is also still connected because he's still bringing that up also. So there's a reference there. He also makes me feel thank you. Do you have a picture of him that is in a round or oval shaped frame?
Not in a round.
Okay.
No.
He's showing me an image of himself and it feels like it's in an oval shape or round shaped something because I feel like it's oval shaped or round shaped.
We have pictures of him, but not in a round shape.
That's okay. I'm going to tell you there is a picture. So he's acknowledging that there's an image of him that is within a round or oval shaped frame. You may need to look into it because he's acknowledging this as well. He also, thank you. Do you still have his, do you have his ID card or a card that's like an ID card for him? Because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps talking, thank you. He also keeps acknowledging. Do you smell his clothes?
Yeah.
Okay. He's acknowledging the smelling of his clothes. He also keeps referencing, thank you. Joji, Joji. He's trying to acknowledge a name. I don't know if it's connected to him or he's acknowledging who he's with. Do you know anyone that would have had a name or a nickname that is similar to Joji or Joni?
Could be one of his friends. I'm not
It's
aware.
like a J-O and then there's like a second part of it. But it would have been a nickname. It wouldn't have been their whole name because their whole name would have been a bit complicated. But he's acknowledging the nickname. It's almost like Joni or Joji sounding name.
Maybe one of his friends. I'm not
Okay.
aware of that.
I'll leave that with you. You may need to look into it. He keeps apologizing because he feels that he wishes he could have done more to fulfill his obligation or promises to you, and that he feels that he still owes you. And so he wants you to know that he is going to try to help you to move forward, and he's going to keep trying to connect with you, especially in your dreams, because he says you're most receptive in his dreams. He also is letting you know that he affects lights or televisions. So you have lights or televisions that blink or flicker, that is a sign from him as well, because he says he uses that to come around you.
Our doorbell rings on its own all the time.
That's another person. That may actually be a parent because that's coming from a different person.
Oh yeah,
So there's
I
another.
lost my mother a year back.
That's a parent. So that might be your mom doing the bell ringing because he's not acknowledging that. He's talking about the TV or the lights. But the doorbell would be another person. So if you have your mother who's passed, he's acknowledging that that's who's doing it. But also he's letting us know that that person's with them.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. Take care of yourself, please.
Any message from my mother if you have a minute?
The only thing, and I have to go because they're going to kill me.
Yeah.
The 11th is, she showed me the number 11. So November or the 11th of a month may be significant. Do you understand that?
11th of my son was cremated on 11th, so
okay. So this might be. He's still talking then. So he's still communicating. He's letting me know that your mother's with him, but he's the one that's still communicating or acknowledging the connection there. Okay. All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so touched. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Thank you. Bless you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, let me do a few more text versions. I know because people are like, ah, these go around here. Jennifer Silly, she corrected her question. I meant I'm going through a lot, and then she goes into like everything that's going on. You don't have a curse. There's no curse around you. There's no negativity around you. It just means that honestly, I think it has more to do with your energy than it has to do with anything that would be like a curse. So it's not a curse or anything like that. You're just and sometimes when things happen, everything happens all at once. That's how it happens in my life. So I don't really think that there's anything abnormal other than you might just be stuck in a negative loop cycle. But I feel like in a couple of months that'll clear itself out. So I do think that things will get better in a couple of months. Okay. Donna and Keith Reeves. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from our beloved son? The 13th will be 1 year since he passed away. Yeah. First of all, he keeps, I feel like he's marching. That's just funny because he's like, you know, whenever people like to march down the street or they're like marching or you're hearing all these like, it's almost like a 4th of July march is how he's making me feel. So I feel like he's marching down the street and it's the 4th of July and he's just doing this because he's acting like Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone in a way. That's the way he's coming across to me. He is acknowledging the number, I don't know if it's the 5th or the 6th. I want to say it's the 6th. He's making reference to the 6th, so either the 6th of the month might be significant or the month of June might be significant. He also keeps acknowledging that now he has a friend with him in spirit. So someone else might have lost their son or a younger child, and he's letting me know that there's a younger person with him that's joined him since then. So y'all may have had another person connected to y'all past who was a younger person as well. He also says, thank you. He's showing me a picture. I don't know if he likes to take coins and throw them into water, or there's a picture of him skipping rocks or throwing something in like a lake or a river. But he's showing me something like that as well. So he is with you. Okay. All right, guys, I think I'm done. So I love you all. I will be back here in just a few moments because we're going to do our study group time. And so until then, I will be back for readings next on Friday. So